Hi students, and welcome to today's IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from Budapest here in Central Europe. I hope everybody has had a good week so far, staying healthy and looking forward to an excellent weekend. In this class, we are looking at Task 2 Writing. We're completing an essay for a Band 9 score today. This is a members chat class, of course. Everybody is welcome to watch, and in about 90 minutes we will have a reading class where everybody can join the chat. Also, hi Boomy, hi Ashraf, nice to see some of our members coming in. If you'd like to become a member of our channel, click the join button next to the subscribe button. If you don't see that button, just send me an email and I can give you some further instructions. You can send your email to adrian@aehelp.com. While we wait for a few more members to join the class, this lesson is brought to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Definitely check us out there. And for general IELTS, visit us at IELTShelp.com. On both of our websites, we have over 100 hours of video lessons, fully interactive courses, and original practice exams. Our academic website looks like this with the blue background. You can click that big red button to join us there. And for the general IELTS, it's the green background, and you can click that big red button to join us there. Hi Rashika, Pavan, Pooja, Rajveer, Bekjan, Abhishek. Nice to see many of you in the class today to finish this essay. Okay, let's get right into it. So this was the question that we looked at for those of you who missed yesterday's class. If you missed yesterday's class, that's okay. We will go through the introduction together here in a moment. So this is the question, IELTS Task 2 Writing. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. Labor-saving devices such as dishwashers and communication tools such as computers are supposed to make our lives easier. However, some people argue that these devices only make them more difficult. Does modern technology reduce or increase stress? Include any relevant examples from your own experience. Fantastic. So we did some good planning, and remember yesterday, students, that I emphasized with this type of question, it's really important to clearly understand the question. Make sure you're on track and make sure to choose an answer that's easy to write a good essay for and will get you high band scores. That's your goal, not to argue some broad philosophical truth on this question. Okay, so here is the introductory paragraph again that we came up with. Let's just read this together and then we will continue with the body paragraphs and hopefully get to the conclusion as well today. So we're going to work nice and steady through these different components. Here's the introduction, starts with the hook. Hook is an interesting concept, again, that includes the topic. Keep it simple, okay? So nowadays, machines have replaced doing many of the chores done by hand in the past. And then the background. People acquire and use machines such as dishwashers and computers on a daily basis to achieve necessary goals such as hygiene and communication. As more and more such devices become an integral part of everyday life, it is important to assess the overall effect on human health and well-being. Why? Because that's what we're talking about when we're talking about stress, right? Our health and well-being. Although some people believe that technology has led to more stress in life, I believe that overall modern day machines decrease stress by saving energy and time. Okay, so members, what is my first body paragraph about here? And hello everyone, I see all those highs. So my first body paragraph, what is it about? And what is the first part of it? So body one. It's very clear from my thesis what it's about. Yeah, Pooja says energy, and Rajveer more accurately with Bekjan and Bhumi, and Abhishek says saving energy. Okay, saving energy. Or, of course, another way to look at that is using less energy, using less human energy, right? Okay, so, of course, the first component here is the topic sentence. And in the topic sentence, what you want to do, of course, is to descriptively paraphrase your first point, okay? So, descriptively paraphrase saving energy, okay? And you may want to also contrast the concept of energy use with traditional tools before modern technology. Okay, that's right, Hassan. Less energy consumption. So go ahead, students, and write your topic sentence. So create a topic sentence whereby your reader will clearly see the connection between your introduction, your thesis, and your first body paragraph. Okay. I see Bekchun came prepared to class today, and that's great, Bekchun. That's good study ethics, Bekchun. That's the way to get to those high band scores and, of course, to great knowledge. So good for you. I see Rajveer did the same. So good. Bekchun says, applying labor-saving technology has dramatically decreased human energy spent on everyday household chores. Yeah, okay. And chores are like household chores. We use that in the beginning, Bekjum, but you might want to use the word tasks here as well if we want to broaden to communication. Okay. Rajveer says labor-saving appliances significantly reduce human effort demanded by routine activities, and people can use their spare muscle power to learning new skills, such as preparing new dishes. Okay, Rajveer, that is a very expansive topic sentence. I would maybe simplify it a little bit just at the very end, Rajveer. I might say something like use their spare muscle power, sure, for other activities. Okay, so for other activities. And then you can go into it, Rajveer, in the explanation. Okay, so I think maybe going into preparing new dishes, a little bit too much detail there. It's a little bit kind of like, okay, I get you, but what? Hassan says, without a doubt, countless stressful jobs nowadays are done by humans in with effortless energy consumption. Okay, Hassan, a couple of corrections there with the word form. But otherwise, it's good depending on how you explain that concept. Okay, Pooja says, an average human spends 7 to 8 hours for daily tasks in the 50s, while today this is done in a fraction of the time thanks to modern technology. Yeah, Pooja, that's good. Okay, I like how you're throwing some quantitative information in there as well. Now, careful, Pooja, because you are actually discussing the second point, which is saving time. But here, it's saving energy, okay? So, I would do this maybe for my topic sentence. So, many of the maybe it's one word, breaking labor that was done routinely in the past has now become a breeze thanks to the innovation of modern day appliances. All right, so there is my topic sentence. And what I'm doing here is just really quickly kind of contrasting the past to the present. And the reason I'm doing that is because of the nature of the question, right? So the question is saying that some people think life is more stressful because of modern day machines. Some people think it's less stressful. And I haven't forgotten about that. Now, I don't want to write a whole paragraph of why it might be more stressful, but I can hint at it. Okay, is that clear, members? So I know that sometimes students are really ambitious to write the contra argument, so the opposite argument, and spend a whole paragraph discussing, for example, in this case, about how machines make life more stressful. But that's not a good idea when you're really just supporting one side for this type of question. Nevertheless, you can include a phrase or a sentence, either in the topic sentence or in the explanation, that kind of hints towards the understanding of the opposite side. Okay? So hopefully that's clear here. So again, my topic sentence, many of the back-breaking labor. Now, of course, I'm teaching you some new vocabulary here as well. Back-breaking means difficult or challenging, or of course, taking a lot of energy. Back-breaking. Okay? Labor that was done routinely in the past has now become a breeze. Become a breeze is an expression. You can use these kinds of expressions in your writing if you know them. Become a breeze means became very simple. Okay, so it became much easier to do. All right. Thanks to the innovation of modern day appliances. Appliances is another nice piece of vocabulary to paraphrase machines or technology in this context. Okay. All right. So now comes the explanation. Okay. Now, with the explanation, you want to, of course, tell your reader what you mean by this. So what do you mean back-breaking labor? So what was that difficult labor that would have used energy? Okay. Now, how do we measure human energy? So this is what you should be thinking about here. So always keep your mind as the author spinning on getting some really good points and vocabulary into your writing that's dealing with the topic. So when we talk about human energy, how do we measure that? So how do we know, okay, that took a lot of energy or that did not take a lot of energy? What are the words that come to mind here, members, before you get into your explanation? I want all of you to write a really nice explanation here, and I want you to use the right words. So what are some words? Yeah, okay, Pooja, very good. So Pooja says calories and sweat. Yeah, there's even an expression, blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, sure. Okay, those are good. Yeah, anybody know how we measure? So calories is one word that comes to mind. And how do we measure the actual energy? Okay. Yeah, Hassan's thinking, okay, hand washing. So that's coming into the picture as well here. Sure. Okay. Yeah, try to keep time out of this. I know, students, that it's really easy to think about time, all the extra time, because of course the more time, generally speaking, the more energy, but we don't want to sidetrack on time here, Hassan, because that's our next paragraph. So we want to very carefully avoid getting into time at this point, okay? Because then it will become confusing for your reader with the next paragraph. So we want to just separate that. We want to focus on just energy rather than time, right? Joules, yeah, or kilojoules. That's right. So we measure energy in joules or kilojoules. Sure. Okay, so those are some concepts. And of course, the picture of washing dishes and clothes by hand, or sweeping by hand, or delivering the mail, or actually walking to your friend's house to communicate. Okay, so good. All right. So now give me a good explanation. Don't quite get into an example yet, but give me a good explanation, okay? And avoid time. So avoid time in your explanation, okay? So many chores such as washing dishes by hand, sweeping, kneading, dough, or communicating in person required thousands of calories I'm going to be a little bit quiet so you can hear yourself think. All right. There we go. Let's see what you've come up with. All right. So, Baekjan says, in the past, doing laundry by hand required a significant amount of joules, which caused a lot of strain, especially to those who just finished their job. However, nowadays, washing clothes can be done by pushing a button on the machines, thereby saving a lot of energy for other activities. Yeah, and Baekjan, it's good that you got the word strain into your explanation. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Hassan says chores that need intensive labor work, like washing dishes, need less than 50 calories using a machine, while in the past, the same work done by hands would have taken 300 or more calories. Yeah, very good, Hassan. I love your very scientific, quantitative explanation, okay? Now, saving energy generally means also leading to less stress, okay? And we want to emphasize that. So don't forget always the controlling idea. That happens sometimes when we really get caught up in our ideas, is we forget the controlling idea, right? And the controlling idea is reducing or increasing stress, right? So always remember to reflect back on that. And the explanation is a really good place to do it, or in the connecting concluding sentence, and in the connecting concluding sentence. Is that clear? So making sure to reflect on the controlling idea in the explanation is often a good idea. Everybody picking that point up? Because you're definitely saving scores or gaining scores on your writing section when you do that, okay? So here, arguably, this has led to significantly less strain, both physically and mentally, on people. Okay. All right. So everybody's picking that up. So now you'll see that, okay, I have the explanation here and I have a strong connection to the actual question. Okay. So many chores such as washing dishes, sweeping, kneading dough by hand, or communicating in person required thousands of calories and kilojoules of energy to accomplish. But nowadays, with the aid of dishwashers and computers, the same tasks need just a fraction of the sweat it did decades ago. Arguably, this has led to significantly less strain both physically and mentally on people. Okay? Word order a little bit better here. less strain on people, both mentally and physically. It reads better. Okay, when you get up into that higher level of Band 8, Band 9 writing, even the order of words becomes true. Okay, so now, good, I like how that's clear for everybody. So notice how this connects, this very last sentence, it's important, right? So I'm always keeping in mind that controlling idea. So now I come up with an example, okay? When I think about my example, what do I need to keep in mind? Okay, what should I remember here when I write my example? So students who are with me for a while now, you should have a couple of necessary strategies for the example that can help you get some better band scores. What do you have to pay attention to? Okay, Rajveer says make sure it's first person voice. That's one. Absolutely, Rajveer. Good job. That one becomes a thumbs up for you. Yeah, it's definitely first person here because notice that my thesis is first person. I believe that overall, modern day machines decrease stress by saving energy and time. So I make it clear in the thesis that I'm writing a first person essay using I in the first person voice. And I know that I can do that and I should do that because of the question, right? The original question says, include any relevant examples from your own experience. So this means that I can discuss using first person voice in this case because of this from your own experience. Now, on the IELTS, that's possible because you don't have a computer there to do third person voice research. Okay, so first person's definitely good. Okay, Boomy, very good. So Boomy says also make sure that it connects to your explanation. So it's clearly coming from your explanation. Yeah, okay. Good. So that's another one. And Rajveer, very good. So Rajveer says, try to come up with an example that you can also use in your second body paragraph to create further cohesion and flow and coherence to your essay. Absolutely, right? So use an example that you realize, okay, I can use this one here for saving energy and I can use this for saving time, right? All right, very good. So write an example like that, okay? So first person voice, an example that you can apply for the second body paragraph as well. And also make sure that it is clearly connected to your explanation. So it's not just dangling or hanging on its own, okay? Abhishek says, my mom used to wash clothes by her hands, which took hours. However, due to washing machines now, I can finish my laundry in less than an hour. Abhishek, you're talking about time. Stay away from time, Abhishek. Focus on energy instead of time. I know it's difficult to separate those two. They're kind of interlinked for sure. Einstein would agree, right? Energy equals mass times the speed of light. But try to stay away from time. Okay. So Pooja says, it always exhausted me to wash the utensils after work when there was an electricity cut for 2 hours. But nowadays, it's much easier for me and I can spend my energy with my family. Yeah, Pooja, very good. Okay. So Bekjan says, for instance, my mother used to cook meals using fuels a few years ago, but now she bought an electrical stove which can be operated by pushing only a button. So she clearly has a lot more energy left in the day to spend with her hobbies and family. Okay, so finish it up. Finish it up. Okay, energy. All right. Here's my example. Okay. So my grandmother used to complain that she was exhausted after washing clothes and dishes throughout the day. However, since she has been using a dishwasher and washing machine. She is more relaxed and spends her energy on her hobbies like gardening. Okay, so there's my example. Okay, again, focusing on energy and not time, not yet. Okay, that's for the next paragraph. So my grandmother used to complain that she was exhausted after washing clothes and dishes throughout the day. However, since she has been using a dishwasher and washing machine, she is more relaxed. More relaxed, of course, is the opposite of being more stressed. So throughout my writing, I'm keeping in mind that controlling idea. I'm really keeping that close in my thoughts, okay? Don't let that controlling idea kind of swim away from you as you're developing your essay. Is that clear, students? I know I'm doubling up on that, and you might hear me triple up on that. And then, of course, getting into your conclusion also. So you're always looking to find words that reflect recognition and acknowledgement of the controlling idea, which is more or less stress. You want the examiner to feel that you're very specifically discussing arguments in relation to the controlling idea. Okay? Yeah, so Rajveer says, yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. Yeah, so, and of course, think about different ways, right? So being stressed, opposite being relaxed, right? Machines help me to relax more, okay? All right, good, good. I'm happy everybody's recognizing that. Okay, so far so good. So this is my example here. Now, connecting, concluding sentence. I can keep this one really simple, and on the IELTS you should. So here, all I'm going to do is, this is one of two ways that modern machines have led to less stressful living. Okay, that's all I'm going to do here, is just kind of reflect on that original concept, the controlling idea, and really drive it home. Okay, Rajveer, I can see you did very similar. So Rajveer says, this is one of two reasons that modern day appliances greatly reduce stress. Very good, Rajveer. You are paralleling with me. And then we have Rajveer Dhaliwal. Wow, you guys are like name brothers. If we didn't have your family name there, Dhaliwal, then it'd be really confusing. Although I can see the avatars, of course, are a bit different as well. So, Rajveer Dhaliwal says, this is one of the two reasons why I believe gadgets come at a profit to ease people's lives. Okay? Ease people's lives. You can use it that way. All right, Rajveer Dhaliwal? To ease people's lives. Okay, good. All right, so there is my full body paragraph. Now, if you are kind of fast at writing, it's a good idea. Like if you're like, okay, I have 40 minutes, I'm 25 or 28 minutes into my task 2 response. I still have, let's say, about 10, 15 minutes left, and I know that's going to be enough time for the conclusion, then I should review my body paragraph before I go to my next one. So take 1 minute to read your body paragraph. It's a good strategy. It's good to review each of your paragraphs before you go to the next one, rather than trying to save time at the end and then reviewing. Okay, so this is obviously for advanced students who find that 40 minutes is easily enough time to do 250, 280 words. A good review strategy is reviewing the paragraph once you finish writing it. It's more challenging to review the entire essay. Plus, you have less of an opportunity to adjust or correct. Okay, is that clear? So You should spend a bit of time to review your writing just to make sure that you're not making any really awkward mistakes, especially with comprehension or coherence. You're not writing anything that's very confusing. And to do that in the most efficient way, review each paragraph as soon as you finished writing it. Okay. Now, of course, you have to practice this at home to make sure that you don't run out of time for the conclusion. Clear? Everybody got that? So I finished writing this body paragraph, and then nice and fast I read it. Of course, in the IELTS, you're doing this silently, so it's going to be faster. Many of the back-breaking labor that was done routinely in the past has now become a breeze thanks to the innovation of modern-day appliances. Many chores, such as washing dishes, sweeping, kneading dough by hand, or communicating in person, required thousands of calories and kilojoules of energy to accomplish. But nowadays, with the aid of dishwashers and computers, the same tasks need just a fraction of the sweat it did decades ago. Arguably, this has led to significantly less strain on people, both physically and mentally. My grandmother used to complain that she was exhausted after washing clothes and dishes throughout the day. However, since she has been using a dishwasher and washing machine, she is more relaxed and spends her energy on her hobbies like gardening. This is one of two ways that modern day machines have led to less stressful living. Okay, and of course make the corrections. Okay, led to less stressful living. Okay. Hassan, so Hassan's asking, some people say review after each sentence. I don't think that's a good idea, Hassan. That's a good question. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's much better to do each paragraph, because one paragraph encompasses an entire concept, like an argument, like saving energy. If you review after each sentence, Hassan, then it will really kind of break your thinking. So it'll segment your thinking too much, and I think that will create more challenges for having good connection and good fluency. So not after each sentence. I say for those of you who are aiming at a band 7 or higher in the IELTS, you should review after each paragraph. I think paragraphs are better than sentences, okay, because you want to make them flow. So when you're writing one sentence, Hassan, you already should be thinking about your next sentence as well, how you can connect it and make it flow. If you stop and review that sentence, then you might get stuck on your thought process, okay? You have to test that. For some people it might work, but for me, I know that paragraphs work much better than sentences, okay? Just the way that my thinking is processing in advance or ahead of time. All right, so let's go on to body paragraph 2, okay? So body paragraph 2, again, of course, topic sentence. Topic sentence now is dealing with saving time. So now we can get into all that saving time. All right. Okay. So Bekjan says, one of the many causes of high stress is time pressure, which decreases with the help of new tools or new technologies. Very good, Bekjan. That works, okay? Rajveer says, modern day equipment requires a fraction of the human time to perform manual labor a century back. Yeah, okay, Rajveer, good. Hassan says, time is a limited resource for humans. Using appliances can save this precious commodity, okay? So Hassan, it's a resource, okay? Not a source, it's a resource in this case. So time is a limited resource for humans. Using modern appliances can save this precious commodity. Commodity is something that is not infinite, it's finite, okay? Just so we're not repeating words, Hassan. Otherwise, it's good. I like that start, Hassan. When you get into explanation, make sure you connect it to time and stress. So time management, stress, okay? Rajveer says, high-tech devices have the potential to finish most duties twice as fast as humans by hand, thereby minimizing the effort. Okay, and then Rajveer, save the rest for the explanation. All right. Okay. I think there are some other members. Bhumi, I know you're in here as well. And there are a few other members, I believe, Abhishek and a couple others in here as well. So make sure you comment and try, okay? Yeah, source and resource is kind of a tricky one, Hassan, I know. Source is the origin of where it comes from, okay? Like the source of power is the dam. The resource is energy, all right? Okay, so as time management is often a source of stress, this can be reduced through the aid of modern day innovations. And I'll stop there. Okay. Extra letter in there. So as time management is often a source of stress, this can be reduced through the aid of modern day innovations. Yeah, all right. So I think that kind of gives the reader the idea of what that second point is really about. And now I need to explain it. Okay, there's Abhishek. Fantastic, Abhishek. Furthermore, due to the latest devices, people require less time to accomplish chores as compared to decades ago, which helps people to reduce mental and physical stress and increase well-being. Careful with some missing information there, Abhishek. You're on the right track, but you have a couple of missing words, and you have an extra words nowadays. You don't need that because you're using the word latest. Latest, nowadays, synonymous. Okay, Pooja, there you are. So jobs that took hours of time is now just seconds away. People can now get more time for themselves and family, thereby reducing stress. Yeah, Pooja. So again, keep that stress in mind, right? Baekjan says, I think it's for the explanation, about a couple of decades prior, doing household tasks such as sweeping the carpet, washing dishes, and cutting grass demanded 4 to 5 hours on a daily basis. Yeah, so this is where we can now get into requiring hours and hours of time, right? So in order to communicate, people sent letters and visited friends and family, which often took hours or even days. In addition, cleaning the home was usually a full-time job for housewives. Okay. Nowadays, the same goals can be done in just minutes or even seconds through sending emails or setting up a robot vacuum cleaner. All right. So there's my explanation. Sure, a little bit of visualization there. I still don't have one of those Roomba robot vacuums that you just touch and it vacuums your house, but one day I'll get one of those. All right, Bhumi says, by using advanced appliances on a daily basis, people can save much of their time that they can spend on other activities. Yeah, and there we can say relaxing activities, like enjoying family time, meditation, right, Bhumi? Hassan says, a washing machine takes 10 minutes to get a complete clean and dry clothes. However, by using hands, this could take more than 60 minutes from preparing warm water, washing, and then drying. Yeah, and I think that's on a good day, Hassan. It could take a lot more. Rajveer says, decades ago, people used to slave away for around 1 to 2 hours washing dishes and communicating in person, where these days individuals do these activities in a few seconds by using dishwashers and smartphones with video conferencing. Okay, Rajveer, very good. You're absolutely on the same track as me. Rajveer, I can tell that you've been a student of mine for a while because your thinking is becoming quite synonymous and very accurate. Okay. So here is what I wrote. In order to communicate, people sent letters and visited friends and family, which often took hours or even days. In addition, cleaning the home was usually a full-time job for housewives. Nowadays, the same goals can be done in just minutes or even seconds through sending emails or setting up a robot vacuum cleaner. Okay, all right. So the remaining time, the saved time, can be spent unwinding with other activities like watching movies or sitting meditation. Okay, so I'm just kind of adding a couple more pieces in there, again, keeping those controlling elements in mind. Okay, so here I can say again to revert back. Okay, so this is my example coming now. All right, just so we're clear here, and you can do the same. So to revert back to my grandmother's past, she never had time for herself after doing daily chores, but now she spends a couple hours a day in the garden, and she is refreshed and stress-free afterwards. Okay, so that's what we talked about, right? I think it was Rajveer who said, think about an example that you can use in your second body paragraph. Okay, Pooja, you can absolutely use a different example. However, if you can use the same example but in a different context, that's going to make your essay even better. That actually creates a lot of cohesion in your writing. Okay, so you can use a different example, Pooja, but in the IELTS, especially if you can use the same example for both your argument points to show more strength for your argument and more cohesion for your essay, it's really useful. Okay. Bhumi says this leisure time can be useful in performing relaxing activities and spending quality time with family and friends. And I would say, Bhumi, just throw the word relaxing in there just to give the opposite of stress. Okay? So quality, comma, relaxing time with family members. Okay? That will work really well. All right, and here we don't need the concluding or connecting sentence. We just need a conclusion. Okay? So conclusion is a restatement of your points. So first you just want to restate your points. Okay? So I'm going to start on my conclusion, and as you get your examples done, please do the same. Okay, so we can get this essay done today. So here we just restate our points. So in conclusion, the notion that modern day tech makes life stressful is not entirely true, as machines save or reduce human energy and time expenditure. I'm just doing a bit of paraphrasing here. So instead of save, I'm saying reduce human energy and time expenditure. Okay, and then I strengthen my argument. So here, basically, I've told my reader my thoughts, I've created my arguments, I've created some clear points. So here I want to tell my reader, like, look, this is what I believe. I strongly believe this. If you're with me, great. If you're not, that's fine, but it's my time to tell you that this is my position. So therefore, I strongly support the notion, let's not repeat that word, the position that modern day innovations lead to a less stressful life and a higher, less stressful and higher quality of life. Okay, and then as the last piece, it's a take-home message. Okay, the take-home message is something that is valuable and useful to your reader. It really drives home the points of your essay. Keep it simple and make sure that it's strongly related to your essay. And I can see some conclusions coming up now, which is great. I'll look at those in just 1 second. I'll finish mine. So my take-home message here would be, I simply cannot imagine the level of added stress in my life if suddenly I needed to manage my chores without the help of machines. Okay, so if anybody says, hey, life is more stressful because of modern day gadgets like phones and dishwashers, I would say, well, try to imagine doing what you do today without these machines. It's a tough one, okay? I mean, I don't know about you, but personally, I wouldn't jump back. If somebody says, here's a time machine, you can jump back 100 years in the past where you have to go down to the river to wash your clothes by hand, I would be like, no, thank you. That was my great-grandparents' generation and my grandparents' generation. I kind of like my dishwasher. Okay, so that's my take-home message here is I simply cannot imagine the level of added stress in my life if suddenly I needed to manage my chores without the help of machines. Okay. Sure. Let's put that in there. Such machines, Pooja. Yeah, I think that reads better. On my end as well. Okay, so you have some conclusions, and I'll take a look at that now. Okay. Beckjohn says, in conclusion, the notion that modern technology causes stress is completely absurd since they assist people in terms of time and energy. Okay, Beckjohn, that's the right track for sure in the beginning. Hassan says, in conclusion, many people debate that machines have increased individual stress more. However, I'm strongly on the opposite opinion because these appliances aid humans to save time and energy, two key elements. Okay. Rajveer says, in conclusion, labor-saving tech greatly minimizes human effort and time required to do routine activities. Therefore, I strongly believe that modern-day appliances significantly reduce human stress both mentally and physically. Very good, Rajveer. Very nice. Okay. Pooja says, therefore, I believe that modern technology has been a grace for mankind in supporting day-to-day life in both relaxing lifestyle and peaceful mind. It would be a nightmare to live without such machines. Okay, that's quite strong, Pooja. Nightmare. I don't know about that, but yeah, okay. Yeah, it could be. For us, it would be a shock, I'm sure, for many of us in today's world. Boomy says, in conclusion, even if some people believe that modern tools are challenging for the body and mind, I strongly believe that these devices add more ease to life to perform daily household chores that ultimately increase overall well-being. Very nice, Boomy. That's a very nice conclusion as well. Okay, so here's my conclusion. In conclusion, the notion that modern day tech makes life stressful is not entirely true, as machines reduce human energy and time expenditure. Therefore, I strongly support the position that modern day innovations lead to a less stressful and higher quality of life. I simply cannot imagine the level of added stress in my life if suddenly I needed to manage my chores without the help of such machines. Okay, great. So there's the essay. Members, I will post this essay on our community board, on our YouTube channel, on our community threads, and you will be able to see it there. You've done an excellent job, and I highlighted several important points in yesterday's and today's class, so make sure to keep those in mind as you work on your future essays. Of course, having good planning to lay strong foundations is very, very important. That essay is about 300 words that I wrote there. For everybody who's watching, you can join our premium IELTS package at aehelp.com for academic and gieltshelp.com for general. Definitely check us out there. Coming up in 30 minutes, I will host a class for reading. That will be a brand new passage, so brand new reading with some brand new questions to challenge you. And of course, I'll talk some strategy meanwhile as well. Abhishek, you're very welcome. Rajveer, welcome. Pooja, absolutely you're welcome. Also, have a lovely break, and hopefully I'll catch you in half an hour. I'm Adrian, signing out from Budapest for now.